Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Second Half Chronicles podcast. I'm your host, Carrie Olson. On this podcast, we will explore what the second half of our lives are really about. So join me as I interview women who are fulfilling dreams, experiencing passions, and targeting goals as they approach, shift, and thrive in the second half of their lives. We hope to provide insight and inspiration to those who might have lost a little of themselves along the road of life, which is most likely all of us. But with more wisdom and experience, we will navigate the second half of our lives together. I'm so excited to introduce you guys to Stacey Short, and I'm really lucky that she agreed to be my first guest on Second Half Chronicles podcast. She really put me at ease doing this. So a little bit about Stacey Short. In her words, she's an Air Force BRAT who's always aspired to improve lives. So in 2002, she earned a BA in psychology from the University of Oklahoma, and her life took a turn when her newborn son was born without an immune system in 2005, which prompted her to return to the service industry for his care. So in 2016, tragedy struck when she lost her baby brother to suicide, leading her into a deep depression. So with help from health professionals and medication, she gradually emerged stronger on the other side of that. In 2020, embracing her calling, she pursued certifications in health, life, and mental fitness and clarity, dedicated to helping women who feel lost in life's roles. So today, she lives purposefully, knowing growth is perpetual. A proud mom of 2 teens and cherished pups, Stacey also published her first collaborative book called Self Love Project. Her story resonates with resilience and empowerment, inspiring positive transformations. Stacey's practice is called A Few Short Minutes Coaching, and I cannot wait to share her interview with you today. Well, hi, Stacey. Thank you so much for meeting me.
Thanks, Carrie. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
So as you guys know, what I've started with my blog and now maybe podcast and video is Second Half Chronicles. And I'm trying to reach people who are kind of looking at living in their second half, boldly doing things. We're not done yet. What are we doing? So I'm interviewing Stacey, and she's here. I'd like you to tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
So, hi guys, I'm Stacey Short. I am a transformational life coach. I really specialize in women who are people pleasers and caregivers. So they've really lost themselves in the roles of wife, mother, daughter, sister, employee, best friend, that caregiver. And so they don't know who they are anymore. And when you're like that, you build up a bunch of resentment because you're taking care of everybody, but nobody's taking care of you. And so something I was just fascinated to learn a few months ago, Brene Brown, love her. Mm-hmm. She was having a discussion about resentment. And she recently found out that it's actually, resentment's not in the anger family. That's just how it's displayed. But resentment is actually in the jealousy family. Mm-hmm. And when she said that, it clicked with me. And I was like, yes. I was jealous that I was taking care of everybody, but nobody was taking care of me, not even myself. And so that made so much sense to me. And
that makes total sense.
Yeah, that's what I do now is I help women our age rediscover themselves, set boundaries, say no, don't feel guilty about it, and then really work on that negative self-talk that a lot of people pleasers have when they don't perform, right? Or the worry that people are not going to like them or that people are going to abandon them if they don't perform. So I really help women with that, and I love it. It's an honor.
Oh, I think that's amazing. When I first heard about what you do, I was just like, I've got to interview her. I'm so excited. Well, thank you so much. Do you have any influences in your first half that you view as positive or helpful or supportive, or any negative or heavy or contrary to your inner self? So talk about your first half for a second.
Yeah, absolutely. So first half of my life, I grew up in the Air Force. So my dad was a military. He was a fighter pilot, actually. And so every 2.5, 3 years, we moved. We moved. There was no sticking around. There was no same clique. There was no squad, no tribe. I had to start over every time we moved. And we moved, we lived in Alaska. We went from Alaska to Alabama. That was not only a climate shock, but a culture shock. We went from Alabama to Florida, and then from Florida to Germany. So big culture shock, climate shock there. And then from there back to Virginia. I think I've lived in like 13 or 15 different areas. And then even within there, I've moved. Yeah. And so that's kind of in my blood now. It's like every 3 years I kind of get itchy of some sort, and I'm like, something's got to change. So now it's my hair. But it used to be like new furniture, new car, new house. Like it had to be something. Otherwise, I felt very antsy. So that's a double-edged sword, right? Because I don't know how not to be an extrovert and engage in people. Otherwise, I would have been very lonely, right, for having to start over again. But it also has made me kind of antsy, in some aspects.
Oh, okay.
So so that's a big influence, a huge influence. My mom, of course. I was the only girl. I'm the oldest as well. So I have a lot of those attributes and characteristics from her. Some not so great, some great. And then honestly, one of my very best friends, her name's Jen Rubin. She's an amazing woman. We met in high school, and before then I wanted to be a pediatrician. I told everybody I wanted to be a pediatrician. And then I met Jen, and she wanted to be a psychologist. And I was like, hold up, tell me more. And when she finished talking about it, I was like, oh no, that's it, I'm in love. And so from 14 on, I even went to the University of Oklahoma and anticipating going and getting my master's and getting my LMFT, but life had other plans. So that's how my first half went.
Okay.
That's how my first half went.
Well, good. What are you currently focusing on, career-wise or personal-wise right now?
Yeah. So right now, I was recently published. Weird. Yes. Super weird. This is hers. Super weird. And I love it. I'm adjusting to that. Being like, I'm a published author. Strange.
Heck yeah, you are.
Yeah, I am. And I need to own that better, but it's just weird. So I'm focusing on that. I'm focusing on networking with other women, which is how we met. And I'm focusing on getting my story out there as much as possible so other women know that they're not alone, that they're not crazy, that there is life after 40 or after a divorce or after a loss or after. And I have my own coaching company, my own coaching business. And so, I help clients, I help people be better versions of themselves, remember who they are, rediscover things. And it's just so super fulfilling.
How exciting.
So super fulfilling.
Okay, I love the name of your business. What's the name of your business?
So my last name is Short. It's actually my married last name from my ex-husband. I have 2 children with him. They're 16 and 18. And so after we divorced, I kept the name because of my boys. And then when I started to get into coaching, I was like, wait a minute. So my coaching company is called A Few Short Minutes Coaching. And honestly, because you guys, it literally only takes a few short minutes, a few times a day, to really change the way you think about yourself, to really change the way that you accept treatment, to really rewire your brain. You can rewire your brain. And it only takes a few minutes a day, but you got to be consistent with it, right? And so, a few short minutes coaching.
Oh, and coaching is so powerful. You can just be down in the dumps, and you can just be like, I can't get out. You can spiral, you can be down. And if you have somebody just to talk to you for just a few short minutes, you're like, hey, I'm back at it. I'm good. I'm okay.
I can do this.
Yeah. So I love that. Oh,
so amazing. Such an honor.
Okay, so my blog talks about me starting the freshman decade of my second half. Okay, so I divulge, why I started the blog. Both my grandmothers passed away when they were 94. I happened to turn 47. 94 divided by 2 is 47, and it just kind of like came.
Perfect.
So what's your definition of second half?
Yeah, sure. I love that, by the way. That's amazing. I'm 46, so I'm right behind you. Not by far. It's any point that you decide life needs to be different. Now, usually that's accompanied with some sort of major change, right? Again, divorce, loss, health issue, health scare, empty nest. Like, there's a number of reasons that would happen, but I would also submit for your consideration that it could happen at any given point that you decide.
Yeah.
As well. You don't have to wait for some catastrophic event to come and just blow you up when you can decide, that's it, this is enough, and I want different for myself.
Right. So many people like pigeonhole us into what we've done. Maybe we dabbled in this or we dabbled in that, and they're like, oh, you're a teacher.
That's it.
And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to move on from teaching now. I'm doing something different, but you're this, and they pigeonhole you, so you just have to, you can break out anytime.
Yeah. Absolutely, you can.
So, you're 46.
I am.
Do you feel like you're in your second half?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
I've been in my second half. Yeah, for sure. I feel like I've been in my second half. I think I embraced it about 3.5 years ago.
Did you?
Truly. But my ex and I divorced in 2014, so that was kind of a kick. I feel like, okay, life's going to be different now. And I also started therapy in 2014, which was huge.
Love it.
That was definitely a delineation for me. And then in 2016, I actually lost my baby brother to suicide. So
you've had several huge...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, on top of it, so my oldest child was born without an immune system, which is how I got so lost in the caretaking role, because I almost lost him twice in the first 2 years that he was born. And then when we figured out his challenges, his issues, he has common variable immunodeficiency. When we figured out his challenges, we also saw a life full of medical necessity. And he was in and out of the hospital all the time for the first 5 years of his life. He spent holidays, Christmases, his birthday, weeks at a time in the hospital. And so I lost myself there.
Right.
Because
for sure,
if I'm not like staying on him and relaying from this doctor to that doctor to the other doctor, nothing communicates, nothing gets done. They don't talk to each other. They're all doing their own thing with not a cohesive plan in mind. So that was really exhausting. That's high stress. High stress.
That's that season you were giving your all.
Everything. Even past what I had.
Needed. Okay.
Past what I had.
Which was what was needed right then. I think that's beautiful. So where do you see yourself going then in this second half from here forward?
So exciting.
I know.
I see myself helping more women, whatever that looks like. I have 3 different programs I run right now. Some of them are very easily participated in. Some are more kind of hardcore. And so I want to expand that. I want to eventually do my own podcast or blog or whatever, YouTube or whatever this is. I would love to speak on stage. I think that would be, yes. No, exactly. Yes. That's exactly what I want to do is a TED Talk. Because I feel like my story is kind of generic in a lot of ways. It is, because so many people experience those same things. Okay, and so that way it's kind of cookie cutter. Now I make it different, right? And the nuances of it absolutely are mine. But everybody goes through breakups. Everybody goes through losing themselves in just a teacher, just a mom, just a, everybody goes through, is this a pay the bills job or is this my passion job? And I was in pay the bills jobs until, honestly, June of 2022.
Right.
June of 2022.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
So you're moving forward Helping women.
Yeah.
I love that.
Moving forward, helping women. My sons and I are also in therapy together now too, to try to undo some of the damage that I caused when I didn't know any better, when I only had a little bit to work with and I was doing the best that I could. So now that I'm super self-aware and awake, I'm helping them now at 16 and 18 because I don't want them 39 and their wives or partners going, I'm out. This is enough for me. I can't do it anymore.
Oh, I love
so I'm
that.
Like, no, we're going to take care of this.
Doing this now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are. I have a few sentence finishers that we're going to do here.
Eek.
All right, so the world needs to realize that those in their second half are
super capable, super knowledgeable, and have a lot of wisdom. And so maybe I don't speak Gen Z slang. In fact, my kids, when I say cringe, my youngest goes, Mom, don't say that ever again. Or I said sus the other day, and he was like, oh, Mom. I'm like, all right, fine. Maybe I can't speak Gen Z slang, but I sure know what the hell I'm talking about a lot of the times. So, whatever.
I love it. Okay, the second one. I'd like to tell everyone in their first half to...
Yeah. Don't think that's it. Don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid at any second to get really effing honest with yourself and say, this isn't working for me. And have those hard conversations. Say those hard, scary things out loud.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, say the scary things out loud.
Okay, last one. Hands down, in my second half, I will
impact a bunch of women to really rediscover their own power and who they are, be able to say no without feeling guilty, stop beating the crap out of themselves in their head and going from their worst enemy to their best friend.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to do.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, where can people find you?
Yeah, a few short minutes coaching. I have a great step-by-step guide to self-love freebie on there. There's even a 30-day self-love challenge. Go grab that freebie. I don't sell your email. That's so annoying. I don't send a bunch of spam emails. Also so annoying. And if you want to talk to me, book a call while you're there. No strings, no pressure. Let's just see what life could be.
Okay.
If some things were taken care of, right? If things are a little different.
Awesome.
And then a few short minutes coaching on IG, Stacey coaches on TikTok, Stacey Short on Facebook. It's all the same picture of me in a red jumpsuit. So if you see a woman in a red jumpsuit and her name's Stacey, probably would be me.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, and here's to our second half.
Yay! Good job! Super proud of you.
Living boldly.
Yes. Love it.
Thank you so much for listening today. Please show some love to all of us at Second Half Chronicles by giving us a follow or subscribing, and please share an episode with a friend. It would mean the world. Until next time, live boldly, love Carmi.